Whoa, it's been quite a year, I'm not gonna lie. Where I was a year from now versus where I am today is just mind-blowing. It's been one of the craziest journeys I've ever been on, and I really want to share it with you because it's the journey of literally me dimming my own light, me not feeling worthy, all the way to now just completely being in love with myself and just attracting unexpected epic results in my life. And I want to share this with you all today and give you some updates about my life. So if you've been following me for a few years now, then you've been thinking of, okay, Fabi, why were you gone for a year? What's been happening? So let's get started with the biggest update, which is I got divorced. And that might come as a huge surprise. It was a big surprise for me as well. And when I got divorced last year, my self-worth was at the lowest point in my life. And I just recently published a video where I talk all about how I really pick myself back up after the divorce. And I will make sure to link it in the comments below. But back then, the biggest thing was I felt like I had a stamp on me of like divorced and who's gonna take me now? Like these were all the things that were running through my mind of like, am I enough to find someone again? I'm now 30, or back then I was like 36. Like, who's gonna take me being divorced? Will I ever find someone again? Will I have kids at some point, or is it too late? All of these questions just owned my mind. So after I filed for divorce, I temporarily moved out the house because I just couldn't stand living there anymore. And what was crazy about the divorce was not just a grieving process of losing my partner, but also losing part of my family, losing one of my dogs, losing shared friends. So there was just a lot of grief that I worked through, and that's why I took a break. I think literally the first 3 months of 2025, I just hibernated. I locked myself in my apartment and just cried, processed my emotions, grieved, expressed anger. That was really a big part of why I didn't show up, because to be honest, I couldn't show up for you all because my cup was empty. So the big update is I got divorced. Another big update is that I actually turned the house that we used to live in into an Airbnb. So that was a big part actually of my process of grieving. So right when I filed for divorce, I went on a solo trip to Bali and I met this amazing Reiki teacher. Her name is Judith. She's German as well. And Judith literally said, because I was asking her, like, I don't know what to do. Like, my life feels like it's over. I just lost like so much of my life. I don't even know where I belong. I don't know what I should do with my life. I don't know if I should stay in the job that I'm currently in. I don't know anything. I don't even know if I want to keep the house after the divorce or not. So we did some exercises and I channeled that I wanted to keep the house. And I still wanted to live there eventually, but just not right away. And then she was like, "What if you turn shit into gold?" And I was like, "Tell me more." And she was like, "Why don't you travel and do whatever you want, but keep the house as a primary residence, but then when you're traveling, just turn it into an Airbnb and monetize it?" And so then I was like, okay, that sounds good, but there's so many memories. She was like, "Why don't you renovate the whole house and use that as a part of grief?" That really resonated with me. I took a huge, huge risk of literally spending, I mean, a lot of money into renovating the home so that it would feel like a new beginning, that it would feel more like me, that someone who would come in there would really feel like their home. It's really crazy because this Airbnb investment was one of the best decisions I've ever made because it showed me that you don't have to work harder to attract more money in your life. It all has something to do with self-worth, which we're going to talk about a lot about on this channel going forward. So then another big update on the business side is that I stopped my business, as you might have noticed. Like, I completely stopped posting YouTube videos and I just didn't feel like it. I also didn't feel like that business was really aligned with who I am. What I realized when I started hibernating and grieving the loss is that I hit myself in work. Like I literally numbed myself. Like I didn't want to look at the relationship that was falling apart clearly. Like I just worked more and used the business as a vehicle to escape the pain of that broken relationship. And so that whole business was built on survival, a coping mechanism. And so I was like, no, this doesn't feel aligned anymore. So I said goodbye to that business. And that's why you will see I completely changed the direction. I remember like one of my KDP videos like got pushed, and then I was like, oh, this is what the algorithm is pushing. Like I'm gonna do more of this. I'm done with that. I'm not gonna follow any algorithm. I'm gonna follow my own intuition. And I'm just going to show up as my true authentic self here. And my vision now is just to focus on making you feel worthy, wealthy, and wildly free. Because that came up in a meditation, and that is my mission. Like I really want to do that. And especially I was thinking a lot of like, what is it that I truly want to do? And I really want to empower women. I want to start with empowering female business owners to build a business that makes them feel worthy, wealthy, and wildly free. So that it doesn't come from being stuck in the doing dungeon, but rather really switching into the being and attracting from that place. Because let me tell you, I've attracted more money in my entire life this year than I've ever had. Like it's crazy. It's mind blowing. Once you step into the being and you feel aligned, you will attract opportunities that you can't even begin to imagine. That's really what I'm going to teach on this YouTube channel going forward. So if you start following me because you saw one of my KDP videos or so, I'm not going to do that anymore because I don't believe necessarily in that being a true vehicle to success, because then you're just trying to make quick money. That's not what I want to teach anymore. So then also the funniest thing happened. I've been wanting to go all in on entrepreneurship like forever, probably like 4 or 5 years now. And I was always like, I have a really well-paying job. It's very hard to leave that. And the universe was like, no, Fabi, you should absolutely leave it. And I had so many clues throughout the year, but ignored them. And then at some point, the universe just like pushed me right over the edge and I got laid off. And it was the best thing that has ever happened to me. And I mean, that's a whole video on its own of how it all happened, because I absolutely clearly manifested everything. Yeah, so I was like, okay, I have a black, white canvas now. What do I want to do with my life? And so what I decided is I want to go all in on content creation because I just love it. I always wanted to do it. I also really want to invest in businesses. So next year I'm going to invest into a small, boring business, as Cody Sanchez says, and I will document the whole journey here, because I think what I realized is it's not about working harder. It's about using leverage to work smarter. And that's what I want to teach, because I feel like as a woman, we sometimes are afraid of doing something that men just easily do. And I want to change that. I really want to change that. Oh gosh. And there are so many other updates. I also started posting on LinkedIn again. So that was my easiest way to just quick wins, because I could schedule it. I can write it pretty quickly. I had so many emails from my newsletter. It was very easy for me to set it up to just get back into content creation. And now I'm restarting my YouTube channel, and then I will launch something that I'm so scared of, but I'm gonna launch it in January, and you're gonna be a part of it. And I'm nervous. I thought I would never ever do it. So, whenever you say never, it's going to happen for sure. So another update coming there very, very soon. And also, another thing that I decided to do is to become a keynote speaker. So I declare that I will have a TEDx talk next year, and that it will generate 1 million views, and that it will impact 1 million people's lives. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I just declare it, and somehow it's all going to work out. So we'll see. But that's one of the big life updates on the career side. So literally switch full-time into entrepreneurship, literally change the whole direction of my business to really empower women more to feel worthy, wealthy, and wildly free. And then become a keynote speaker and really lean in on impacting other people's lives and just being in service. And then lastly, the biggest update. And that's actually the update I'm most proud of, and that then created another life update, which is my self-worth journey. I can proudly say that I've never been more in love with myself. That took a lot of hard work. I finally feel like I'm home. I finally feel like I'm aligned. I finally feel like everything that was out of alignment in my whole life just got flushed out. Like literally with the divorce, it was kind of like the catalyst for me to just go really all the way down, because sometimes you got to go down first before you go up. It always gets harder before it gets easier. And I felt like I really leveled up my life, and it flushed out all the things that no longer were aligned with me. Like my 9 to 5 was no longer aligned with me. My ex-partner was no longer aligned with me. I just started being really in my own power and really use my own voice and say no to people pleasing, say no to like being liked by everyone. Because if you want to make an impact in the world, I can guarantee you that not everyone will like you. And that's okay. But for me, for the longest time, that was not okay. And I would always try to change and adjust to fit in, to be liked. And I'm freaking done with that. And one of the most important journeys I've been on in terms of self-worth is also just trusting my own intuition again. Because I have the most powerful intuition, and I did not listen to it for years and years and years, because I always thought that someone else was more right than my own intuition. And it turns out that was completely wrong. So I really used this year to reconnect to my own intuition. I am so incredibly proud of myself for where I am today. Because if I look back a year ago, the worst thing you could do to me is let me sit in a bathtub alone with my thoughts and no podcast on. Like I kid you not, I could not sit in a bathtub for longer than 5 minutes without listening to a podcast, without thinking about work, without thinking about my to-do list. Like my mind could just not be still. And it was because I couldn't accept who I was. I couldn't just fully love myself. And so literally this year I just practiced to like be in love with myself, to date myself again, to give my body unconditional love, and to just feel enough by being instead of doing. I always thought that I have to achieve X, Y, Z in order to feel worthy. No, I'm worthy because I'm me. And once that clicked, oh my God, like everything changed. And literally the craziest thing happened in my life in April. So it was my birthday. I invited all of my girlfriends to come over to my apartment, and we created vision boards. Let me see. I actually have it right here. So this was my vision board that I created. I just really wrote down the things that I wanted to accomplish, and just like the things that I would regret not having done the most. You can see here, like there's a lot about influencing, right? I was so afraid to be an influencer because I thought it had like a bad connotation to it. But what I truly want to do is influence people. I want to be a leader of leaders. So that's why I put it on here. I think it want to get it. Oh gosh, I mean, we can have so many videos just around that. I might do like a manifestation masterclass. Would you be interested in that? If so, leave a comment below. Because if I'm really good at one thing, it's manifesting. Because also, I put in here that I want to attract my soulmate. So what I wrote down is deep connection and understanding, effortless communication, emotional safety and trust, alignment and values, feeling at home together, mutual growth and support, magnetic spiritual attraction, and hot as fuck. So, fun fact, there's an update around that too, but I think it deserves a whole video on its own. So, these were the big life updates, and there's so many more to come. Why I really wanted to film this video is a year ago, like literally a year ago. Yeah, I think on Monday, it's my traumaversary. So it's like literally a year ago when like my whole life changed, and I had a lot of trauma on that day that just completely changed the trajectory of my life. And I will never forget, I was literally face down on the floor in my shower, just crying and thinking, why is this happening to me? And what was so crazy is, thank God I did so much personal development work before, because I had the voice of my favorite coach and mentor come to my mind. His name is Chris Lee. And I switched from why is this happening to me to why is this happening for me? Ugh, I still get emotional from this memory. But I remember just like lying there and I was just thinking, life is rigged in my favor. Anything bad that's happening right now is happening for me. And a year later, I can tell you, if I had known what my life would look like a year later, I would have said, no freaking way. Like, what? What? No, 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 no. All the results that I've gotten in 1 year by just aligning with who I am and being true to myself and being my true authentic self, like I would have never, ever imagined that I could attract that kind of worthiness and wealth into my life. So, more updates very soon. And oh gosh, so many stories. You have no idea. I will tell you some really crazy stories about all the things I was so afraid of. Snakes in particular. I mean, oh my God, how many snakes I've seen in this past year? Insane. And the snakes always appeared right when something crazy was about to happen. So, more videos to come around that. But also, again, I just want to say thank you for sticking around on my channel. I know I've been absent, but trust me, you will get videos now once a week again, maybe twice a week very soon. You will see what's going to happen. Oh my God, I'm so excited. There are so many life updates and there are so many amazing things coming your way because, the world really needs more women to just step into their power and really truly believe who they are, be in alignment with who they are. And when you are at that frequency, like that's when the magic really happens. So I can't wait for you to experience it all. If you know someone who's going through divorce right now, or you are going through a divorce, then this video here is a total game changer. I'll literally show you the 11 steps to go from feeling like there's no light at the end of the tunnel when you're getting divorced to where I am now, where I feel freaking worthy. I hope this was a helpful video. And again, let me know if you want a manifestation masterclass soon. I will definitely make sure to read the comments and can't wait to publish the next video, which is going to be such a special video. Ooh, all the videos. I mean, so many stories. Can't wait.